A Gulfstream G650, the private jet that carries heads of state across oceans, costs $13,000 an hour to operate. The F-22 costs 6.5 times more. This is why. The F-22 Raptor is the only operational fifth-generation air superiority fighter ever built. It can cruise at supersonic speeds without using its afterburners, a capability called supercruise that no other production fighter jet in the world can match. It can climb to 65,000 feet. It can outmaneuver anything in the sky. And it can do all of this while being effectively invisible to radar. Its radar signature is smaller than a bumblebee. That invisibility is not a coating applied at the factory and forgotten. It is a living system, one that requires constant intervention, constant repair, and an entire ecosystem of specialized infrastructure just to maintain. And that ecosystem is the most expensive part of owning this aircraft. The F-22 is not painted, not in any conventional sense. Its exterior is covered in a radar-absorbent material, a layered composite system applied in precise, calibrated sequences. Each layer affects the aircraft's radar cross-section by fractions of a percent. Miss a layer, apply it unevenly, or allow any surface damage to go unrepaired, and the jet is no longer invisible.
You have to fix it, or else the stealth won't work properly.
Every flight degrades that coating. Rain erodes the leading edges. Heat from the engines expands the composite panels. The aerodynamic stress of supersonic flight, sustained for hours, physically abrades the surface at the molecular level. 30 to 50 hours of skilled labor for every single flight. The tools required are classified. The facilities must be climate controlled. The technicians must complete years of training specific to the Raptor, training that does not transfer to any other aircraft in the inventory. There are no shortcuts. There are no third-party contractors. There is no cheaper alternative. This is line item 1 on the invoice, and it is not the largest. Fuel accounts for roughly $7,000 of that figure. The F119 engines, the most powerful turbofan engines ever installed in a production fighter, burn through JP8 at a rate that makes commercial aviation look efficient. Supercruise alone consumes fuel at a pace that would ground most aircraft within the hour. Personnel and training account for another $12,000 per hour. The F-22 requires a pilot with over 250 hours of Raptor-specific flight time before being considered combat-ready. Each hour of that training costs the same $85,000. The remaining $50,000 per hour, the majority, goes to something most people never consider: infrastructure. The F-22 program was built for a fleet of 750 aircraft. At 750 jets, the cost of specialized tooling, dedicated supply chains, climate-controlled hangar facilities, and exclusive repair depots spreads across a large enough base to remain manageable. When production ended at 183 jets, the infrastructure did not shrink. The supply chain still operates at the scale of 750. The training pipeline still functions at the scale of 750. The repair depots still exist for 750 aircraft, but only 183 jets are paying for all of it. Compare that to the F-35, same stealth generation, same fifth-generation technology, at $42,000 per flight hour, half the cost. Because 1,000 jets across 17 nations share the burden. In April 2011, the last F-22 rolled off the assembly line. Then the line was dismantled. The specialized tooling was destroyed, physically broken down and scrapped. The engineering workforce dispersed into other programs, other companies, and other industries. The institutional knowledge that took 30 years to build began to disappear within months. $50 billion just to restart. Not to build new jets, just to recreate the conditions that would allow new jets to be built. This created what procurement analysts call a sole source dependency trap. The F-22 is the only aircraft of its kind. Congress prohibited export in 1998. No allied nation operates it, no foreign government shares the cost. Every dollar of sustaining the technology, the supply chain, and the industrial base falls on one customer. In 2022, the Air Force retired 33 of its oldest F-22s, not because they had exceeded their structural lifespan, because modernizing them cost more than keeping them. Step back from the numbers for a moment. This is not a story about waste. It is not a story about mismanagement or failed procurement or Pentagon inefficiency. Every single cost driver in this program, the stealth coating, the support infrastructure, the sole source supply chain, the maintenance ratio, is the direct and logical consequence of one decision made in the 1980s. Build the most capable air superiority fighter that engineering can produce. Make performance the only constraint. Treat cost as a secondary variable. That decision worked. The F-22 has never been equaled. No adversary has built anything that competes with it in a direct engagement. It is, by every technical measure, exactly what it was designed to be. It is also the most expensive aircraft to operate in the history of American aviation. Those two facts are not in contradiction. They are the same fact. As of 2026, 183 F-22 Raptors remain in the US inventory. With a mission-capable rate of approximately 55%, fewer than 103 are available on any given day. The Air Force is developing a successor, the next-generation air dominance platform. Its projected cost per flight hour has not been released to the public. Back in that hangar in Virginia, the crew is still working. The coating is still being applied, layer by layer. The jet will fly again tomorrow, for a few hours, and then the lights will come back on.